Hello, the intention of this video is to provide you with a demonstration of the Colours game, which is a new code game. It's one of several new code games, so you can use it in conjunction with the new code change format if that's something you're familiar with, or you can just use it as a resource state and anchor it and use it whatever way. It elicits a high performance state or induces a high performance state in the client, which you can use for a variety of applications. So I'd allow you to make your mind up yourself in terms of the application, but please enjoy. This is Ryan, who's going to be helping us play the game. Before we get into the instructions or the conditions of the game, a couple of things that I'd like to mention. There is a reason that these things are called games. There's a certain association that goes with the word game, that being playing. It's really important that you play these games rather than trying to do them. So if you find your client or the person you're coaching or working with is doing this in a terribly effortful way, then that's not going to be helpful in terms of getting the result that you're looking for. As the coach or the agent of change or whatever you'd like to call yourself in this role, your job is to vigilantly look for any tension in the physiology of your client. And if you find it, use whatever suggestions or instructions come naturally to you to get them to physiologically let go of that tension while they're playing the game. So the first condition, we have a chart on the wall, a couple of meters from Ryan. It's a load of words, and the words are red, blue or green in a random fashion printed on the sheet. And they're printed in red, blue and green ink, and it's kind of jumbled. So the word red may be printed in red or blue or green, at different places. So some of you may recognise this from a piece of psychology from the 30s, the Stroop effect. It's a similar kind of game. The key difference being we're going to use this to remove interference rather than create it. So the first condition of the game is to, Ryan, I'm going to ask you to play along, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So the first condition of the game is to, when you see this colour, to raise your right arm and click it. When you see this colour here, to raise your left arm and click. And when you see this colour, to raise both arms and click. That would be the first condition. So if we're ready, Ryan, if I could invite you to just take a big deep breath and hold it and let it go. Just relax. Very good. Okay, so in your own time, if I can invite you to just begin to do that first condition, that would be great. Very good. I can just stop you there. So you probably noticed Ryan's doing this relatively easily. In many cases, this will be a little more challenging at first. There was also a lovely rhythm to Ryan's clicking, and rhythm in all of these new code activities seems to really help. So it's to be encouraged, or even install the rhythm if someone's very much out of rhythm in the way they do it. So the second condition, Ryan, is to do exactly as you were doing, and now we'd like to engage both hemispheres at the same time. So one way we can do this is evoke movement on the other side of the body. So the instruction now is every time you click your right hand, I'd like you to lift your left leg simultaneously. Good. Every time you click your left hand, raise your right leg. And every time you click both, then bend your knees or go onto your toes. Same time, excellent. So can I invite you to run the same pattern again in that way? That would be great. Okay, I just stop and take a deep breath and relax. Okay. Let the jaw go.
Right, okay. So.
Stop and breathe, and again, just a tiny bit slower, but keep the rhythm from the beginning. Okay. And relax.
Okay.
Slow down a little more, just a little slower.
Okay.
So we can always move backwards, we can always remove a condition, we can always just go back to the first condition, we can slow down, we can change any variable, we can take one step forward and one step back and two forward and one back. And so utilising whatever's going on. One of the ways to render these kind of patterns ineffective is to treat it in a very linear fashion, start with the first condition and just plough on regardless, so that at the end of 10 minutes you've provided all the instructions and hopefully they're doing it. So it's very much a fractionated or a scalable game in that we can always move backwards to the condition which can be achieved, and then as the state builds we can move on to the next step. So you notice we're slowing Ryan down to make this a little easier. We're going to play the same condition again, just to allow Ryan to take a couple of minutes to ease into that and for it to become easier as he relaxes more and more.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good. I can just to really give this fluidity of movement and that lack of sort of self-evaluation and hesitation, more fluid movement. So now that we've achieved this condition, we'll add in the third instruction. That being to continue exactly as you're doing, Ryan. Mm-hmm. And now, each time you see the word, as well as moving to the colour corresponding to the colour of the ink, mm-hmm. I'd like you to say the written word.
Right. Okay.
So you would say red, green, blue, blue, red,
mm-hmm.
for example, on the top one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Red, green, blue, green, red. Start again. Sorry. Red, green.
And stop. And take a big deep breath. And relax. And raspberry. Very good. Okay.
Red, green, blue, blue, red, blue, red, green, blue, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, red, blue, red, green, blue, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, green, red, red.
Stop and take a breath out. Now this time, if you get to a point and the word doesn't emerge, mm-hmm. I'm going to invite you to blur raspberry.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, red, green.
Okay. Red, green, blue, blue, red, blue, green, blue, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, red, blue, red, green, blue, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, red, green, red, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, red.
Take a big deep breath and relax. Okay, and now 10% slower from the bottom up to the top.
Red, blue, blue.
Stop. Big deep breath. And let it go. And let it go. Just that point in time, is it just that moment? There you go. Now just start smoothly.
Red,
Good.
blue, blue, green, red, blue, green, red, red, green, red, blue, blue, green, red, blue, green, red, red,
Breathe.
green, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, blue, green, red,
That's right.
blue.
I'll take a big deep breath. Okay, so this time beginning to add all three conditions. Relax, breathe.
Red, green, blue, blue, red, blue, red, green, blue, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, red, blue, red, green, blue, blue, green, red, red, green, blue, green, red, red, green.
Breathe. Thank you. So in terms of what to look for, when you can see physical relaxation, fluidity of movement, a lack of self-evaluation, a degree of rhythm, relaxation in the voice, then ignoring distractions and being more in the zone. At that point in time, I would move them into the context if you're using the new code format or anchor it or whatever it is that you want to do with it. If people are really struggling with errors, it can be good fun to give them the condition of deliberately getting one wrong. It liberates them from perfection, needing to get it all right, but also getting it wrong is more difficult than getting it right. So that's a fun game to play as well. Tell jokes, add raspberries, be silly, activate balance, whatever you've got to do to break any kind of tension and get them into the zone. I invite you to play with it. You can, if this is on a blog, I'm sure you can leave comments. And yeah, please have fun and enjoy. Thank you very much.